Now, for the latest ahead of the two games, we can cross to LA and talk to our regular Friday night contributors, Stephen Miranda and Jeff Ellis from NFL Rants and Raves. Evening, gents. The Jets are underdogs again this week, going to Indianapolis. Do you think the Jets' game plan of running the ball is good enough to beat the Colts?
Well, Rex Ryan, the head coach of the New York Jets, he's got it all planned out till past the Super Bowl. He thinks his team's going to go all the way. They're going to have a parade in New York. They're going to party afterwards. He's got it all mapped out, and I'm not sure they're going to get it done.
Now, here's what's interesting. Rex Ryan is never short of confidence. He's never short of girth. He's never short of enthusiasm and believing in his guys. And he really has them walking with quite a swagger right now. Their defense is top of the table, really fantastic. They are bruisers. And what we think is going to happen in this game, we expect a lower scoring game than the Jets and Peyton Manning and then the Indianapolis Colts and Peyton Manning are very accustomed to.
That's right, that's right. The New York Jets defense has the capability of stopping an offense like the Indianapolis Colts. Look, last week I didn't give them a shot against the San Diego Chargers, and they stopped that offense, an offense that was scoring about 28 points per game. They held them to just 14 points. Can they do the same to the Indianapolis Colts? That's what we're going to see. I'm not sure they can do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically you're saying that the Indianapolis offense against the New York defense, you're saying who'll come out on top?
Well, what we both see the Indianapolis Colts coming out on top. But let me tell you, if this game, what the Colts need to do is to get up early with a couple of quick scores. The Jets love to play what we characterize as ugly football. And ugly football means you keep the score down. It's fought in the trenches, guys beating on each other and hitting each other hard, causing turnovers and mistakes. And then if that happens and they play ugly football, they have a very real chance of winning this game.
They will have a chance, but what people are forgetting, and we're not hearing a lot of, is the Indianapolis Colts defense. They've been playing some great football over the last several weeks, and even in that Jets game a few weeks ago, Week 16, the game that everybody says, oh, the Indianapolis Colts, let the Jets stick around, and they're the reason why they're in this playoffs. Regardless of all of that, that defense was holding the Jets down. If they can do it again, it'll be something very, very close, like 20-13, 2017, Jeffrey. But I like Indianapolis to get it done in the end because they've got Peyton Manning. I'll take the experienced quarterback over rookie Mark Sanchez.
And that's what they're going to try and do. They're going to actually try and get Mark Sanchez to stay in the pocket. They're inside, behind his guys, behind the guard and the tackle, rather than rolling out, which is where he is at his best throwing the ball. And if they can contain him inside the pocket, they'll apply the pressure. They will get to him, cause him, the young man, to make some mistakes. And that's what we see happening. I've got it probably 2017 with the Jets coming out on the underneath side of that.
And that's why they're the dogs.
Okay, now I know you said that you fancied the Chargers last week. That didn't happen. Minnesota and New Orleans in the other game, we were listening, is likely to be dominated by offense. So I suppose a few pivotal mistakes could make the difference. Whose defense do you think is poised to most capitalize on mistakes?
Ian, you cannot rub our noses in what happened last week. Nobody in their right mind saw the Jets going in and doing what they did to the Chargers. They were my Super Bowl favorite, and they got knocked out. But this week, what we've got now, these are games of contrast. You have what's going to be ugly football here. Here's what you're going to have, what people love to see, which is airing it out, throwing it down the field, lighting up the scoreboard, tons of points.
That's right, and they're finesse offenses, but your question is excellent. What defense is going to step up? I think last week we saw the Minnesota Vikings step up, and they held the Dallas Cowboys to just 3 points. However, they had the advantage of playing at home. The crowd was loud. They were on their side. This time they're on the road, and the Minnesota Vikings have not won away from their home stadium in the last 3 tries. They lost at Arizona, they lost at Chicago, and they lost to the Carolina Panthers. 3 teams that, well, they weren't at the top of their game, and Minnesota struggled on the road when the noise was loud against them. Their defense isn't going to be able to tee off on the quarterback like they did against Tony Romo last week. Advantage Drew Brees in that offense, and that's why that defense will have success against Brett Favre and maybe knock him around a couple times.
Look for Darren Sharper on defense for the New Orleans Saints to be able to pick off Brett Favre a couple times in this game. He's a terrific safety. And as Stephen alluded to, the home field advantage is gigantic at this time. 4 of the last 5 years, the home team has won in this championship round of the playoffs.
It gets loud.
And the New Orleans Superdome is legendary for being one of the loudest venues in sports. That roof holds in the noise, and it makes it very difficult for what players like to do, which is to audibilize. You go up to the line, you assess what's going on, and you change it up. You say to your guys, you know what, I see this going on. I see this. Let's try this. Can't do that there because it's too loud.
Brett won't have that opportunity, not this week.
Okay, so now if Minnesota were to lose this game, guys, would that be the end of Brett Favre?
You know what? That is the million-dollar question, and talk shows around America want to tee off on that question. Everybody has an opinion, but the bottom line, Brett's going to be Brett and do what he does, and Grandpa is going to take his time.
Ian, please, we have an eternity of off-season that we're going to be answering this question on and off for 6 months. Let's not start right now.
Remember, Ian, that the National Football League is a very brief season, especially relative to the Premier League season. And so our off-season is nothing but opining about who's going to do what, where, when, and why.
I'll leave you with this Brett Favre line. At this time, we're
time.
not sure what he's going to do.
Brett's famous line, at this time.
We'll see. Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy the weekend.
Thanks
Our best to
you
Claire.
too. Great football. Take care, guys.
Claire says hi. So.